Hello everybody, it's Emery48 here and welcome back to another Whovian Wednesday. Today we are diving into Season 5 of Doctor Who, which is Patrick Troughton's first full season, I believe, as the Doctor. And it is my first experience of Patrick Troughton as the episodes with him in Season 4 were missing, at least for me on BritBox. I know that there were comments that they were available outside of that, but I'm watching on BritBox, and that's kind of where I'm getting it at this point. If the streaming service that has it doesn't include an episode, I'm missing it. I've also come to realize that BritBox may not be 100% accurate on episode titles or episode numbers, as they are missing episodes in seasons. So I've just, for now, I'm going to go off of the arc title and the episodes within that arc, because the numbering doesn't seem to line up with the arcs based on how many episodes should be in each arc. So that's a note. Now I am going over quality of show. And one thing that I have seen in the comments is that, they're putting out 40-ish episodes a year, which puts them at just about an episode a week. So the reason for lack of quality at times is because of the quantity. And one thing I will say is, if I'm judging quality of a show, that's quantity over quality. So when I'm pointing out quality issues, sure, the reason is because they went for high quantity. I'd rather 30 episodes cut out 14 of them, cut out 2 arcs, if you will, and make the other arcs just good. I feel like that's not asking a lot out of a thing that is supposed to entertain. I understand that 60s television was in a different mindset than 2020s television, but I can't judge that because I was not alive in the 60s, so my brain is wired to current TV. I will say I love Patrick Troughton. He is a significant improvement to William Hartnell. And I enjoy the companions, Jamie and Victoria, who start the season. I really enjoyed both of them. I think their dynamic works really well because they're not both from the 1960s, which I think is a really cool add. You don't really get that in the modern Doctor Who. They're always current people being brought on as companion. So it's cool seeing a different thought on that. I will say you didn't get any of the recorder in this. You got a mention of it. He air recorded at one point, but at least in the episodes that I was able to see, he did not have his recorder on him, which I thought he was going to be much more recorder based, and I honestly have no clue what the point of the recorder is. That might have been explained in an episode I did not see, but it's unique, so that's cool. Overall, this season was significantly better. The villain arcs, like the just storylines, were just actually good, thought out. The arc as a whole worked together. Like, I just really enjoyed this. Patrick Troughton, as a doctor, shows up to somewhere where there's an issue happening. He then investigates to see which side is the good side and which side is the bad side, and then he helps solve the problem. Like, William Hartnell would show up somewhere and there wouldn't be an issue, and they would cause an issue by showing up, and then his companions normally would fix it. Like, Patrick Troughton's actually helpful. Shows up somewhere, things are going wrong, he makes them better, and then he leaves. Awesome. So, Season 5, our first arc, is a 4-episode arc, The Tomb of the Cybermen. Companions are Victoria and Jamie, who I did not see them join, so I don't know how we got there. But that is who is with the Doctor at this point. A Cyberman city is excavated, and a trap has killed 2 people so far. Episode 2, humans' rocket is sabotaged, and a human shoots another to unleash Cybermen. They refuse to work for the human that wants to basically control the Cybermen. Episode 3, human is still trying to recruit the Cybermen, which is crazy, and gets a cyber gun, turns it against the Doctor. Episode 4, the Cybermen kill the humans against the Doctor, and he and Jamie refreeze them. The next arc, the Abominable Snowman is missing from BritBox. And the Ice Warriors arc is also missing. Sounds fairly similar, honestly. We then move on to the Enemy of the World, and this is a 6-episode arc. The Doctor and Jamie and Victoria land on Earth in the future, and are attacked immediately by humans that think they recognize the Doctor. They are rescued by Astrid, who is of the same organization as the attackers. He resembles, my goodness, Salamander, who Patrick Troughton also plays. So this is a really cool arc. A hopeful dictator. And she brings them to meet her boss. Salamander and the Doctor are identical. His head of security sees the Doctor. Episode 2, Jamie and Victoria get jobs on Salamander's staff. Episode 3, Jamie and Victoria are captured, and Salamander and the head of security know there is a doppelganger. Episode 4, the Salamander has a records room deep below ground level and has servants trapped below the surface. They think that there's an ongoing war and that they're only safe there. Episode 5, the Doctor gets to Jamie and Victoria in his salamander disguise. Episode 6, Astrid finds the servants, enlightening them to the truth. An enemy of Salamander wants to take his place, who is Astrid's boss. Salamander kills him, then blows him up. The guy blows up Salamander. But he survives, and he tries to go on the TARDIS with Jamie and Victoria, but when the Doctor shows up, he then starts the ship, and Salamander falls out of the TARDIS in flight, which is not a great place to be. We then have the Web of Fear, another 6-episode arc. Episode 1, a Yeti robot, which was, I believe, in the abominable. Wow. I'm doing good with that word in this episode. Snowman arc, because they had already worked with someone. A Yeti robot comes to life after 30 years in someone's personal collection. The TARDIS is caught in a web in space. The Doctor breaks the TARDIS out so they can land, and they are in a London underground station. Multiple Yeti bots with web guns exist, and soldiers are attempting to combat them, capture Jamie and Victoria. The web is strong enough to contain an explosion. Episode 2, the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria faced the Yetis previously. They worked with a professor working with the military decades earlier. Jamie goes looking for the Doctor, and Victoria goes looking for both of them. Episode 3 is a PowerPoint podcast-style episode, where the Doctor suspects a traitor amongst the military, and the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria reunite. Episode 4, the Yeti captures the Professor, and there are a large amount of Yeti at this point. The Professor returns to the base with 2 Yeti. Episode 5, the Professor's mind is controlled, and he takes Victoria. The Yeti want the Doctor's mind and knowledge. The Yeti release the Professor from control, but is still trapped. He's still under their watch. The Doctor can control a Yeti. Episode 6. This is where he mime recorders. The intelligence connection on Earth is blown up, shutting down the Yeti, but it is still out there somewhere in space. But that's going to be a problem for another time. The Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria go back to the TARDIS. The Fury from the Deep arc is missing. And then we have The Wheel in Space, which is a 6-episode arc to end this season. Episode 1 is a PowerPoint podcast again. And Victoria has left the team. Episode 2 is another PowerPoint podcast. And we have a Cybermen arc. It's insanely incredible to me that we get double Cybermen and in some seasons double Dalek arcs. In my head, that would be like we do one a season and we move on. But I guess they have the costumes, so it saves you money if you can use it for 12 episodes instead of 6. Episode 3, the Doctor discovers the Cybermen are behind the problem. Episode 4 is another PowerPoint podcast style episode. A meteor shower is headed for the space station that they are on. Episode 5, another PowerPoint podcast episode. Cybermen reveal Earth invasion plans. So shocking that the Cybermen want to take over Earth. They've never wanted to do that before. Episode 6, the invasion is prevented. The Doctor and Jamie bring Zoe along with them, so they have a new companion to replace Victoria, and it was someone that they had been working with throughout the arc. She has a very good math and problem-solving mind, so that should be a pretty cool addition to the team. Someone that can solve problems pretty quickly and with fairly good ease and relative success. I really enjoyed this season. This is my favorite season by far of the original Doctor Who series. And this puts Patrick Troughton in first place for me for Doctors above William Hartnell. He was just better. He just was. Yeah, that's really it. He's just the better Doctor. Let me know your thoughts on Season 5 of Doctor Who and Patrick Troughton in the comments down below. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.